Hello everyone. So this is going to be the first episode of my little game engine series. For this game engine, we will be using Java, and we will be using the Java FX libraries. Stands for FX. So yeah, let's get started. So first, I want to make lay out the directory basically. So we'll have a source folder, and then we will have a folder called code. In the source, we will put all the source code. In the code folder, it's a little misleading, but you can call it whatever. You can call it compiled or class or whatever you like, but that will have all the class files. And in the source folder, we will have our main class, not class, main Java file. So I'm going to call it gameengine.java, and you see it made some it did a little bit of the work for us. And we will have this extend application. That's the JavaFX.application. And then something it didn't do is it didn't use the package code. This is an error here that won't really matter. It won't hurt. And what's it saying? Yes. So that means we have to have a start function, and then also, since this is going to be our main, we should also have a main method. You might hear me say very often function. Other languages call it a function. Java typically calls it a method. They're about the same idea, really. Just method is just a very, I would say it's a broader term and a little more usable. But yeah, so that's our main. And then next thing we will have to do is define a start. So, and then for the start, we will have to give it a stage. And it's complaining because stage is not, cannot resolve the type. I mean, it doesn't know what we're talking about, so I'll type it out. A lot of JavaFX is kind of redundant in their location of like where everything is for all the types. But yeah, so now we have this. And next, we will be using the JavaFX canvas for this, and then also graphic context. Yeah, there's a little blurb about graphic context. It's how you place down shapes, set the shapes colors. Also, you can place down text and a lot of other things. You know, it's just for the graphics. And I should mention that you don't have to be using we should do actually we should do the canvas first. Sorry. Canvas. We're going to call it something simple like canvas equals new canvas. And here you can define how big of a canvas you want. We'll do 400 by 400 really. You can adjust that as you like. If I remember right, it's JavaFX dot scene dot canvas, and we can do like canvas again. Yeah, and then from that we can define the graphic context. So what the graphics are going to go on to basically. So that will be canvas dot get graphic context 2D, and now the graphic context of the canvas is linked to the graphic context, and we'll just call it GC because we'll be using it a lot, and it would be a lot of typing if we had to say graphic context, context or graphics. Just GC. Pretty straightforward. And next we will have the timeline. The timeline is how long we want the program to run, and what, and then also it is the speed of the program. So, and yeah, we'll adjust this. And then let me do something real quick. Yeah, there we go. Now it's imported all that. In case you need it, it's right up here. And I'm going to close that for now. So, and we'll set the duration of a frame to in milliseconds to let's just do 1 millisecond. It doesn't exactly matter, but you can adjust this however you like. Maybe you want your game to just run slowly sometimes. I'm not entirely sure why, but you know, it's up to you. It's your game. And I think I have a, yeah. And this is a method that we haven't defined yet. It's called run. It's just going to be what to do every time the event of a timeline occurs. Basically, every time a keyframe happens, what are we going to call? It's going to be, we're going to be calling the run method. So then, and this is a lambda expression or method. They're pretty nifty for simple code like that. And then we will set the cycle count. This is how long it should run. And we're saying indefinitely. So it will run as long as there's a window, basically, or a stage. Yeah, as long as the program runs, it will run. And then let's see what else. So I would say you want to set the title. So we're going to call it game engine tutorial, something real simple. And then we will let's see, yeah, let's skip us. Let's add a step also. So you don't have to do this. I personally like to do it because it has other uses later. We're going to define a scene called, you have to make sure that you're importing that, called scene is equal to a new scene of a new stack pane with canvas as a parameter variable given to it, and then we will say stage dot set scene to scene, and then we will do stage dot show. This just means show us the window at this point, and then t1 dot play. This means the play will say go through the timeline and call the event that, or the method that we defined in the lambda. So it will call the run method. So yes. So next we can do this fun little thing. Public void run. This is our run method. You can call it other things if you like. You can call it run the game, anything you like. Up to you, really. And then it's complaining because we haven't defined what the parameters were for it, and now we have it, and it's complaining because we don't have close brackets, curly brackets. And then so to make sure that this is working, we're going to use set the fill, and then we're going to use the JavaFX scene colors, and we're going to set this to a you know what, let's do like a let's do a random color. I don't know what this will be at all, but 6 4 90. Let's have a strong blue color. This should probably work. Oh, and you have to set the oh wait, this is the other one. There's a couple different ones. Some of them you do this, some of them, yeah, that's for RGB style values. We do 255. We'll do this one. Yep. And then we'll make a rectangle, and this, or we'll draw a rectangle, and this rectangle will be at the top left corner. By the way, the canvas starts at the top left. It can be a little annoying, but what are you gonna do? Make an offset? Probably. So we're gonna make it the size of the window, width and height, and I think that's all we have to do really. So I'm gonna save this. Saved. And then to compile, we're going to just do old school compiling stuff. You can use your IDE, but it's unnecessary unless you get like a pretty big project, or if you just get tired of typing, which, you know, one might. So to run it, we'll do java code.gameengine, and this should work. And let me just add it as a source. So as you can see, we have this rectangle, or this square, and you can't see it at the moment, but there is a bar where you can click on the X to close it, a minimize, maximize buttons. It's in a windowed mode. And yeah, that's the first step. In the next tutorial, we will be going over more game mechanics. We'll be putting other objects onto this canvas, such as images, and potentially we'll be starting on the player controls and getting a player. So yeah, thank you.